Another view of the implosion this morning of the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Over its 25-year history, this iconic venue hosted more than 37 million guests and more than 1,400 events, including the Olympics. The Georgia Dome is perhaps best known as the home of the Atlanta Falcons until this season. The team's new stadium sits just 83 feet away. Look how close they are. A challenge for this demolition. Mark Strassman is there to show us exactly how they did it. Well, Mark, it seemed to go according to plan. Good morning to you.
Good morning. That was really something. The sight, the sound, the vibration from where we're standing about a quarter-mile away. The Georgia Dome is now just concrete and steel, and what a memory this was right to the very end. And right now, I can tell you something else. Its replacement sits right next door, and the real challenge here was to go out with the old without damaging the new.
12 seconds. That's all it took to drop the 29-story Georgia Dome and reshape Atlanta's skyline. But this explosive moment took nearly 2 years of planning and prepping.
The last time any fan got to step foot in here, it was a little different scene.
In its final days, the Georgia Dome looked like an apocalyptic ruin, and nothing like the home of the NFL's Atlanta Falcons for season ticket holders like Matt Dale.
For 3 years, I think I was section 119, which was somewhere over here, which looks like it's just a pile of concrete now. So
Dale felt conflicted when we met him. His job has been to oversee the implosion of a venue that has staged a quarter-century of milestones and memory.
Can he get in?
2 Super Bowls, 3 Final Fours, and in 1996, this is where Team USA Women's Gymnastics won their first Olympic gold.
Any major event that came to Atlanta, you know, if it came to the Dome, you knew it was a meaningful event.
And deciding to get rid of a building like this is a complicated and frequently emotional decision.
Absolutely. You know, it was studied for a long time and debated, but I think ultimately realized that, you know, in order to keep major events coming, that a new stadium was necessary.
The Dome's lower bowl was the first to go. The tricky part for demolition man Rick Capitelli was up above.
And I looked at that and I go, I've never seen that before. I've been doing this a long time. I've never seen that before.
How to bring down the half-mile-long concrete ring beam that wraps around the roofline, a one-of-a-kind design.
And what was the solution?
One implosion to do the entire structure.
Throughout the dome, workers drilled 3,000 holes, and in those holes placed 4,800 pounds of explosives, all timed to cripple the ring beam and columns in just the right order.
The sides will go off first. 33 milliseconds later, the center goes off.
For more than 40 years, Steve Pettigrew has been making buildings go boom. But this job ranks as one of his most challenging.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's up beyond a 9, that's for sure.
Here's why. The Georgia Dome sat sandwiched between Atlanta's major convention center and the city's new crown jewel, the $1.5 billion Mercedes-Benz Stadium, just 83 feet away. To protect it, workers raised this 50-foot-tall curtain.
Our goal is to keep everything inside the Georgia Dome, but just in case, once the walls collapse, a piece of concrete, small, wants to flip out of there, this will stop it.
So you got this narrow cone to make this happen.
Exactly right. The Falcons have a game 6 days after we drop this, so we've got to be careful.
So you've double-checked the numbers, triple-checked everything?
Quadruple-checked the numbers, and we feel good, yeah.
For all the planning, the venue's final performance should have been no surprise. The Georgia Dome could always hold an audience.
But all did not seemingly go according to plan. You can see that one section there still standing on the southeast corner of the stadium. But there also seems to be a second issue, and that is another section that did not go completely into the middle and did not implode with all the others. And that's on the opposite side, on the northwest section of the stadium. So they're going to have to figure out what to do about those two challenges. So apparently the Georgia Dome still has one more final encore. Nora?
All right, Mark, really interesting to watch that engineering feat. Thank you so much.